Hi, I'd love to tell you about solving systems of equations algebraically. There are two ways that you can solve a system algebraically. That is a fancy way of saying using algebra. The first is elimination, and that's what we're going to be doing today. And then the second is substitution, and that's what you're going to learn in the next lesson. So, first, let's talk about the word elimination. What does elimination mean? Elimination means you are getting rid of something, right? So, this method is where you look at the variables in the equation and you're like, all right, which variable am I going to get rid of? So in the first one, it says eliminate one of the variables, and we have a super easy example that we're going to go through together. So we have 5x minus 2y equals 9, 3x plus 2y equals 2. I have a system of two equations with two variables. What I'm going to want to do is look for the variables that already cancel or already eliminate themselves. So it looks like negative 2y and positive 2y. If I added those together, the 2y's would be eliminated. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to add these two equations together and eliminate the 2y. So if I added them together, I would have 5x plus 3x, which is 8x. Negative 2y plus 2y eliminates the y. And then I have 9 plus 2, which would be 11. So now I've eliminated the y variable. Super easy. All right, let's look at the next example, which is easy, just a little trickier. We have 4x minus 5y equals 10, 4x plus 7y equals negative 1. So I see that like 4x and 4x have the same coefficient, and it would be super easy to eliminate the 4x, but if only one of them were negative. Well, you are totally able to multiply one of the equations by a negative 1. That will get that negative sign in there that you need in order to cancel the 4x's. So let's go ahead and do that. I now have negative 4x plus 5y equals negative 10. And then I'm going to copy the second equation, this guy, just as is. I did not multiply him by anything. I did not do anything with him. He is the same. Now I add the two equations together. I have negative 4x minus plus 4x. These would cancel. I have 5y plus 7y. That would give me 12y. I have negative 10 plus a negative 1 gives me a negative 11. Okay, I eliminated a variable. Sweet. Now I'm going to go to an example that's just a little trickier. Now it's a medium. My two equations are 2x minus y equals negative 6, negative 3x plus 4y equals 8. So what is the difference between the easy and the medium? Well, I see that I have a negative y and a positive y, so that's great. They could cancel, but if only I had a 4 right here. If I had a 4 right there, they would perfectly cancel and I wouldn't have any work to do. But we just said that you can multiply or scale up this whole equation by whatever number makes it so your variable that you're trying to cancel can get canceled. So let's go ahead and multiply this 4 out front, right? We said, oh, if only there was a 4 in front of the negative y. And we're going to write, sorry, you can hear my dog like prancing around in the background. We've distributed the 4 to each term. Don't forget to distribute it to the constant at the end on the other side of the equal sign. I feel like people always forget that. And then I'm going to copy the second equation as is. And now I'm going to add them together. And I'm just going to add column by column. I have 8x minus 3x gives me 5x. I have negative 4y plus 4y. These cancel. Hooray! I've eliminated the y. And then I have negative 24 plus 8 gives me negative 16. I eliminated the y. I'm so proud of myself. Let's go to the hard example. Okay, are you ready? I have I have two equations. 2x plus 3y equals 7. 3x plus 5y equals 1. Okay, whenever there are no variables that share coefficients or have opposite signs or anything like that, I like to do a nice little trick. called the cross coefficients trick, right? So I pick the variable that I want to eliminate. In this case, I'm just going to eliminate x, right? So I know that I'm going to need to bring a 2 down here. I'm going to need to bring a 3 up here, right? I've cross coefficient tricked them. And I'm going to make one of them negative. So I'm going to distribute the 3 to each piece up top, and I get 6x plus 9y equals 21. I'm going to distribute the negative 2 to each piece down here, and I would get negative 6x minus 10y equals negative 2. And now if I add these two together, I am so excited because I have 6x minus 6x. The x's cancel. I have 9 minus 10, which would give me a negative y. And I have 21 minus 2, which would give me 19. So remember, when you really feel like nothing is obvious to you, you can always do the cross coefficients trick. You send one coefficient down, the other coefficient up, and make one of them negative. Okay? That's like your Hail Mary pass. So example, solve the system of, my dog is eating right next to the microphone, I apologize. Solve the system of equations below using elimination. We have 5x minus 2y equals 20, and I have 2x plus 3y equals 27. Okay, so when I solve a system of equations, what I'm really trying to do, let's zoom out, right? What I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to find the point of intersection. So the point where the two lines cross, that's my solution to the system of equations, and it looks like an XY point, okay? So that is our overarching goal. We are going to look at the system that was given to us over here, and I don't see any any variables that easily cancel right away, but I do see that I have y and it's negative. I have a y down here and it's positive. If I just do a little cross coefficients trick with that guy, I can get rid of those variables, no sweat. So I'm going to bring a 2 down out front here. I'm going to bring a 3 out front up top, right? I cross the coefficients. And now I'm just going to scale each equation up, right? I'm going to do 3 times, and my dog is now drinking water right next to me. Okay, so I have 3 times 5x, which is 15x, minus 6y equals 60. And then I'm going to distribute the 2 to each piece in the equation below. I have 4x plus 6y equals 54. And then now I'm going to add these together. Oh, baby, I see that one of my variables is going to be eliminated. I'm so excited. So I've got 15x plus 4x gives me 19x. Negative 6y plus 6y, boom. They cancel. And then 60 plus 54 gives me 114. Remember solving equations, right? The coefficient of x is 19. I'm going to divide both sides by 19 and I get x equals 6. Am I done? I am not done. If you'll notice, the solution is made up of an x and a y. I found the x. I need to find the y. So now what I'm going to do is take that x and I'm going to plug it into one of the original equations. By plugging an x in, I will just be left with a y variable and I can solve for him. So I'm just going to pick the second one because it just looks like it's maybe smaller numbers. I don't know. So I've got 2 times, I'm now pulling the x out and putting a 6 in. Oh, my dog is done eating now. Okay. Equals 27. I now have 12 plus 3y equals 27. I'm going to subtract a 12 on both sides. I have 3y is equal to 15. Divide both sides by 3. Y is equal to 5. I now have an xy coordinate. That is the point where the two lines cross. And it would look like this. The point where they cross is 6, 5. Woohoo! Okay, so my answer is always going to be a point when I'm talking about solving a system of equations. I'm going to show you a trick. I am going to show you how to find the solutions to systems on the TI Inspire. So get out your calculator, open up a new calculator page, and follow along. Look at the steps that are listed here. You can follow these. Menu, 3 for algebra, 2 for solve systems of linear equations. The number of equations and the XY variables should already be in there for you. Just hit OK. You don't need to really touch anything there. Now you type in each equation. So stop. Okay, so up top I have 5x minus 2y equals 20. My bottom equation is 2x plus 3y equals 27. I hit enter. Boom. 6, 5. Is that what I got? It was.